listen here. When you come to the Olive Garden, your family.
Oi there, Tom. Why could we got a red lobster with Linda? Love Linda.
Shut the fuck up, Arthur. Now the breadsticks are unlimited.
Oi there, Tom. It's whiskey unlimited, mate.
What are you doing here, Alfie? You're not a part of this organisation. But if you must, you can leave the grace.
You want me to say grace? You're unrelenting God. You fuck off, mate.
Just say the bloody grace, or somebody give me some fucking whiskey.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Wednesday, October 26th, 2022. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tess Mellis.
I hope you guys are like me. You like British humor, but sometimes you just don't get it.
Next to Tess, it's the beard of one, my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. And just out of arm's reach, over there, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. And here we are. Shout out to the stream team for joining us live right now on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, and thrive. If you're a podcast OG, please rate and review wherever you download and listen to our classics. We'd really appreciate that. Go get your No Dunks merch over at nodunks.com. Hottest item in the store right now?
What is it?
Mr. Temper Boy.
Really?
T-shirts, mugs. Yeah, Klay Thompson got one.
You ordered one, huh?
Yeah, fast shipping. Breaking tea, they don't mess around. As soon as he got ejected last night, he ordered a Mr. Temper Boy t-shirt, and there he is, walking around, I guess, just the bowels of the arena. This was taken earlier today. I think he's just trying to, walk off some steam, because he's fired up right now. We're going to get into that. But go to nodunks.com. Get your Temper Boy shirts and any of your No Dunks merch. Send in your questions and comments to nodunks@theathletic.com. We'll actually hit the beach today. A little beach step-in, reading a few of your cues and comments. And a reminder here. This is really a reminder for you guys, just as much as it is to everybody listening or watching. Get your picks in for the No Dunks NBA Survivor Pool, because prizes are on the line. Top 3 finishers can win an NBA jersey. The link to our pool is in the YouTube show notes, and I believe you have this week to lock it in, because it started. I know some people are already out. Some people took the Clippers. When did the Clippers play?
Yesterday?
Last night. Thank you, against the Thunder. Yeah. So some people are they took LA and they lost and they're done.
Just like that.
Yep, it's over.
Right.
Duke Woodbridge, I believe his man's name was.
Oh, Dookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you make the easy pick because it's not about point spreads. You just think they're going to get the win. Of course, they're playing OKC. But injuries happen. 3 big names out.
That's
Kawhi,
right.
Paul George, and Markieff Morris.
And it
or
is
Marcus
a
Morris.
survivor pool. So, if you let's say you took the Thunder last night. Good for you. What a pick. You now couldn't take OKC moving forward for the rest of the season. It's the classic eliminator, if you want to call it that. So get them in, all right? Don't forget. There's over 1,000 people in this. Should be fun. Yesterday, if you're a fan of Formula One racing, go check out No Breaks with Trey and Graydon, recapping the USGP. Graydon talked in a southern drawl for the entirety of the show. No, for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, one sentence.
Yeah. It was good, though.
It's weird to hear him do it. Southern accent, I think, actually.
So that is a lot of fun. No Breaks. That's got its own YouTube feed, its own podcast feed. And then later today, we're going to post it for the final time here on No Dunks. Is This Good? Matty O's podcast. Special guest, Amir Blumenfeld, dropping by this one today. To
My
talk about,
goodness.
Yeah, to talk about those topics there. Any guesses, Tass, at what these are? We're showing the thumbnail to all the podcast listeners.
So there's a man holding many rolls of toilet paper.
Yeah.
Hoarding.
Okay.
Yeah, what is that one?
Okay.
The decision between 1-ply or 2-ply. Okay. There's a license plate with the letters CATTMOM, cat mom. So just strictly whether you like if a pet owner is called a mom or a dad.
Okay.
Is that what that
maybe we'll find out. And final one.
Or just personalized license plates.
Ooh,
That one's
you're
weird.
closer,
Vanity
Tass.
plates.
Hotter,
Nice.
hotter.
Vanity plates.
Yeah, and then?
Wow. Was it hotter or is that it?
No, you're
vanity
right. It's
plates.
vanity.
Oh, okay. Candy in a bowl. Halloween candy. Going trick-or-treating as a adolescent, as a young adult.
No, you were sort of closer with your first guess. It is leaving the bowl of candy out on the porch
Timely.
during Halloween. So, Amir Blumenfeld coming on with Matty O, myself, JD, for Is This Good? We'll have it here in No Dunks, but there are links to the new Is This Good feed. It's on YouTube, it's on Apple, it's on Spotify. Hell, Matty O got it on Stitcher.
Wow.
Yeah. So search for Is This Good.
Whoa!
Search for Is This Good on whatever platform you listen to your podcast or watch your podcast.
I guarantee no one's listening to this podcast on Stitcher.
I mean, I don't even think we have a Stitcher.
Nope, we don't.
Yeah.
No, I had a password for it, got deleted in the latest migration of passwords.
Really?
Nobody cares about
Nobody.
it. Stitcher
We're losing
U.
3 to 4 listeners, man.
Yeah, we're not
Matteo
going to Stitcher
cares.
U anymore.
Matteo cares.
We're dropouts of
Oh, do you
Stitcher
think
U.
Matteo wanted a Stitcher Is This Good feed because he's like really into like coats right now and fabrics and selling a tire like that with his dad?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes,
That's my
I do
theory.
think so.
Okay, so Is This Good? I think that's at 2 p.m. Eastern today. Yeah. Okay. We'll hit the beach, like I said, but let's recap these games. And we got to start with the Suns pushing past the Warriors for the 134-105 victory. Hello in Phoenix. But the story is Klay Thompson getting ejected, getting into it with Booker, everybody getting teed up. What did you think about Klay turning into Mr. Temper Boy here?
Yes, he's had a couple months of being angry. He called out Ronnie 2K, the NBA 2K promoter, for his poor three-point rating in public, called him a friggin' hater, and then he went and cyber-bullied him.
Yeah,
as he appeared on ESPN, he said, what are you putting this promoter on? I thought this was about athletes, this ESPN channel. He did apologize. But Marcus Thompson has a good article on The Athletic about why Klay Thompson was mad. At first I thought, maybe he just has a beef with Devin Booker. They play the same position. Maybe he just wants a little bit more cred as one of the best shooting guards in the game. But it's just a battle with himself, according to Marcus Thompson, who has got his finger on the pulse of the Warriors. Klay just not very happy with his performance, missing all 5 of his threes. Not a good night. A 1 of 8 shooting. He was just pretty angry. I wonder if he's a little angry with the Warriors' defensive performance to start this season as well.
He should be.
Offensively, they're fine, but yeah, 3 straight first halves as they did against the Suns, 70+ points allowed. That's a friggin' lot of points. Yeah, he's got some things to be mad about. Of course, the second unit I think with the Warriors is a bit of a problem with the defense, with the young guys. I think that's one thing that we know is different from last year. Gary Payton coming off the bench, Otto Porter coming off the bench, a little bit more people to stem the tide. But listen, the Phoenix, we got to give so much credit to the Phoenix Suns. How good do they look? I questioned the vibes coming into this season, but my goodness, they do look like that finals team that got there 2 years ago. The passing, the cross-court passing, those passes that don't rely on athleticism, they just rely on pinpoint passing. Guys open because of off-ball screens, the off-ball movement, the skip passes, the skip say less passes. You cannot stop those. So the Phoenix Suns looking absolutely great and causing a lot of problems amongst everybody. And they just look good. So I'm eating some of my words here to start the season because the Suns look damn good right now.
What did you think of Klay and Booker going at it, verbally sparring, and like I said, it's sort of going nuts there in that third quarter where everybody was getting teed up. I mean, in fact, like Ayton was getting teed up while they were, chirping with each other. And by all accounts, Booker saying, all he kept saying is basically 4 rings. I got 4 rings. And he was leaning on that, Klay was. But, Booker gave it to him last night. Had a huge game. He's had a great start to the season. And Klay has struggled, not just in last night's game. He's shooting 35% from the field and 28.6% from deep. Was it just that? He's just pissed off with his performance and let them know I got the rings, but, Booker's coming right back at him.
Yeah, you can tell you're not playing well when you bring up the past decade. And I think that's exactly what was happening with Klay Thompson. 1 for 8, like Tess said, just 2 points. He couldn't get it going. Meanwhile, Booker was cooking for the majority of the game last night. Tensions were high. This was just a game that you could tell the Suns really wanted. Absolutely. It felt like the Warriors were competing just as hard, though they didn't play nearly as well. I thought the Suns did an awesome job of taking advantage of their size, advantage that they do have over the Warriors. Mm-hmm. They would run a screen and roll, and just whoever's the tallest guy, he's standing right near the rim, throw it in. It was Jock Landale had 17 points. Mm-hmm. Basically all little layups just at the hoop. Hit a 3-pointer as well. Ayton had a pretty solid game once he got into the flow of things. Let me look at my notes here. 16 points. He went 6 of 14 from the field. it was pretty simple basketball for the Suns, and that had to be frustrating for the Warriors. They haven't been able to play defense yet this season. They are trying to integrate a lot of young guys into the rotation, trying to make them huge pieces of the rotation. So, yeah, I think Klay was just pretty pissed at playing poorly himself, and the team not doing very well as well.
I wonder how much impact the minutes restriction is having on him as well. Klay, I'm talking about here, because he almost like sounded surprised at the start of the season that was going to be how they were going to tackle it, that he wasn't just going to be back to being good old Klay and getting his minutes and getting his reps, and instead they're slow playing it because of previous injuries, and I wonder if that's just like a part of his frustration. But yeah, last night he just sucked, and Booker, who is compared to Klay a lot, if we're being honest, in terms of like the lights out shooting guards in this league. And Booker after the game had, I thought, an amazing response to everything that went down. He said, quote, "We're just two competitors. I love Klay Thompson. I have for a really long time, but it's not going to excuse us from being competitive and talking to each other. I've always admired his game, how he plays on both ends of the ball, and obviously the rings speak for themselves." Facts there.
All true.
Yeah.
All true. He's like, I'm not too mad because I just cooked Klay's ass, but he's had an incredible career. But yeah, Booker was so good last night. 34 points. I love to see the 7 assists as well. He's at his highest assist percentage since Chris Paul has shown up to the Phoenix Suns. So I like to see the little bit of a jump he's made from a handle perspective, from a playmaking perspective. He's had 28 and 9 to start the season, followed by 33 and 3, 35 and 4, 34 and 7. All NBA first team last year. Looks like he could be getting there as well this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks different in that, he wants to create more, and I think that's a key for this team. You can't rely on Chris Paul to do it all the time, and for him to play off the ball as much. His numbers are going to come down. He's shooting nearly 1 of 2 from 3 here, 48% from 3, but the numbers are up across the board. He's leading the way, and the only game they've lost was a really close game against the Blazers that went into overtime. So they are showing out up and down the roster. Yeah, they're getting a lot of easy buckets for everybody, including Jock. Is his name Jack? Landale.
I know. You always want to say Jack, but it's Jock.
But it's a Jock. And yeah, he's letting it fly from 3. Everybody knows their roles. Again, I was having flashbacks to that Buck series in the finals where they just know where to go. Like Mikal Bridges and everybody, he had a 7 for 8 night. And they really brought the intensity, obviously. Mm-hmm. They had double the amount of free throws that the Warriors did. And that's just telling of who's bringing the intensity. I know Warriors fans will be pissed they didn't get some calls. Rightfully so, but you're in Phoenix. Mm-hmm. And it felt a lot different than getting pounded by 50 to the Mavericks. They were bringing it.
Well, that's I'm glad you brought that up. Like, this was supposed to be the Western Conference Finals matchup really last year. Until the Suns shat the bed against the Mavericks. This is who we were supposed to have, really, Suns versus Warriors. So, were the Suns trying to send, did they want this one a little more? I know Reggie was talking about that on the broadcast. This win was more important to them, this game was, than it was to the Warriors. But I'll be interested to see how, after the Klay ejection, all the stuff Kerr was saying after the game, even Draymond, about the defense being non-existent, they've been brutal. Will this get the Warriors going here a little bit? Or is it more of an issue of the personnel in a lot of these young guys not getting enough stops, getting opportunities, getting minutes, and actually bringing it on that end, but not being able to play cohesively as a good defense here? Mm-hmm. We'll see. Obviously, I don't think anybody's concerned
They're
about
2
the
and
Warriors.
2.
No.
Yeah, it's not a huge worry.
But punked last night, and Phoenix feeling good, and Booker, 130 points through his first 4 games here, along with all the great playmaking. Big win. Anything else from this one? Were you surprised Klay got tossed on this, the quick second tee from good old Ed Malloy and his slick-backed hair, keeping gel products in service?
It's keeping gel products. Gel, is this good? You don't think Ed Malloy has evolved to a pomade or, probably not.
He looks like a gel guy to me.
You're right. Just asking the question. Yeah, he's got a dippity-doo going on there. I kind of think he had no choice. I know Ed likes to involve himself in the game.
Yeah.
But Klay and Devin Booker, they came together.
Yeah, they bumped. They got double techs.
Yeah,
but then the second tech was
Devin Booker walked away.
Yeah.
He walked away. Klay walked away at first as well, and then Klay wanted some more. He left the bench, essentially. Left the bench area to get some more. So he didn't have to, but Ed Malloy didn't have to, but it was kind of brought on by Klay.
What was your favorite Klay gesture putting up the straight up 4.
Yeah, of course, man. Of
Like
course.
he's Arn Anderson, and people were saying on Twitter, or he was doing a lot of pointing as he was going off too.
Yeah.
I guess to the idea of rings on his fingers. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of the same thing. I guess the 4
I like
is
the
more
4.
impressive to me than pointing at a ring, because Curry's the ring pointer
Yeah.
on the Warriors.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're kind of like stealing his move a little bit.
There's
there.
also a photo of it. Looks like
Pointing
Klay's
at a
pointing at his
watch.
wrist.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's Dame time. Hold on, what's going on here?
Got a World Series of Poker championship bracelet as well. That's my 4 rings.
You got to do it funnier. There's like the best one I think is Kobe on the bench doing
Counting it
1,
out.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
That's the best one. There's a way of doing 4 better.
So you want Klay to
Some creativity.
count it up. Yeah, okay.
We all know every child can do that. This has
all
been
know that.
like you said. That's Steph's. Everybody can do that.
Pointing at your wrist is Damian Lillard.
But yeah, listen.
What about double deuces then?
Yep. 2 and 2.
I can see Klay doing that
yeah.
actually, doing something like that.
You know, just a 2. That's 4, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's stick with the numbers and move to the other game. Trey Murphy III
Love numbers.
leads the undermanned Pelicans past the Mavericks 113-111. This was the first game on TNT, and this one was a very entertaining game, despite no Zion, no Brandon Ingram, no Herb Jones, for crying out loud, for all you defensive-minded sickos out there. Missing 3 of their best players, but the Pelicans did it by committee, and Trey Murphy III not missing a shot, TK. Perfect in... whatever, 30-plus minutes, 22 points for this kid.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
Yeah.
That's what this genre of victory is to me. When you're shorthanded, you're missing all the stars, but then it's next man up mentality. Everybody's got to play a bunch more minutes, which gives everybody the freedom to play their game, and they play incredibly well. 9 Pelicans played, and 8 of them were in double digits.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's guys being dudes right there. Trey Murphy III, though, he has to be a three-point shooter. There's no other position he could play. 13 of 19 so far in the season. 4 of 4 from 3 last night. The perfect game. I did wonder, do his friends call him Murph? I can't imagine they do. Doesn't seem like a Murph to me. I would also give a huge shout-out to CJ McCollum, who had a pretty cool game, I did think. Only 14 points, but had 11 assists as well. And I think it's cool that he's really stepped up his playmaking since coming to the Pelicans from the Blazers, because Portland needed him to score, but the Pelicans need him to score, and they need him to get everybody else involved as well. So he had 11 assists last night, 12 the game prior. He's averaging a career-high 7.8 assists per game so far. And that's just been found money for the Blazers, the fact that he's not just going to be scoring his own baskets, that he's able to get easy ones for the rest of the team. So I thought the Pelicans played with great intensity, with great effort, and so much spirit. They didn't think they were shorthanded at all, and you could tell right from the jump that they were there to win this game. So I said on yesterday's show, they got a pretty tough schedule for the next couple of weeks here. They need to steal one of these games, and they need to beat the Lakers. They went out and beat the Mavericks pretty handily. Even though it was only a 2-point win, it felt like the Pelicans were in control for the majority of this game.
Yeah, and CJ, he struggled to shoot last night, 6 of 20 from the floor overall, but all the playmaking, and he hit in the fourth quarter 2 or 3 big baskets. When this was a close game, even though I'm with you, it was an odd one. It's like the Pelicans controlled the game, were playing with more intensity and getting at it, and yet the Mavericks were up in the fourth quarter, at a certain point in this game. So it was, they did have to come back and take care of business. But CJ, man, I think this is legit one of the most overlooked storylines in the NBA. The idea of he's a point guard.
Yeah,
he is their point guard, and we never thought of him as that in Portland, of course, playing beside Dame. But he's really taken to this role and is incredible so far this season.
And leading a great story of a team so far, sitting at 3-1. I'm buying it. How can you not buy it after 3 starters go down and 3 guys in Najee Marshall, Jose Alvarado, and Trey Murphy making their first start of the season? They come in and as we said, didn't miss a beat. 8 guys in double figures. Nobody scored more than 22. Everybody could make a play. Dyson Daniels coming in, driving.
He was great.
Yeah, he's driving, stopped. If he was stopped, he could hit a 3-ball. Everybody just moving the ball and playing ridiculously hard on defense. That was a hard game for Luka Doncic. Even if it was a nice 37-point performance, he was pissed the way that last play played out. I think he wanted he wanted to get the ball on the move towards his spot where he ended up taking his step back, but he had to back up because I think the guy picked his own player picked the Pelicans player towards his own spot, so he had to back up and then come there, and then it was a few feet behind where he wanted to shoot it.
Be honest, though, did you think it was going in?
Yeah,
that's
possibly.
like Luka's shot, basically.
Possibly, but he wasn't. He didn't. It was just a bit of a longer run to get there, and he was angry. But yeah, I mean, we could be talking about this a lot differently, but I think the Pelicans just did such a good job of angering him. And I'm buying in. It's hard not to buy into this team. There are going to be injuries along the way with Zion for sure, but here we are. Guys just overachieving. It's cool to see a guy like a Trey Murphy go 8 for 8. Second-year player. A lot of these times, these dead-eye shooters, they don't pan out. They have one skill, but this guy is panning out. Like, and Aaron Nesmith is a guy who comes to mind who was a 50% point shooter, a three-point shooter in college. Hasn't panned out as well as you'd think. But Trey Murphy, second-year player, a nice pick by David Griffin. Things are looking good. And guys just come in, like you said, guys being dudes. Najee Marshall absolutely doing everything they need, just working hard up and down the roster. Jackson Hayes made a nice, on-the-move pass. guys are playing really, really well. And the Larry Nance pickup, obviously, key, too. I mean, they're playing third stringers here, and they won. You're
buying this from the Pelicans here early in the season?
Well, they're playing super hard. They're playing without their stars, and they look to have a pretty deep team. Like Tess is saying, if you're bringing Devontae Graham off the bench, he's a perfect third guard because Alvarado can step up. He was making plays off the dribble. That was a little bit surprising. Obviously, the Pelicans have confidence in themselves and their teammates, and I think that is huge. They have picked up where they left off in the playoffs last year, almost surprising the Suns and taking them down in their first-round series. So, yeah, I think what the Pelicans have got going right now is really nice. We still want to see their team at full strength because if they've got this deep of a roster, once they whittle down their rotation, going to be a very tough out.
And any thoughts on the Mavericks here starting season 1 and 2? Luka doing pretty impressive things in terms of the box score, but what are your takeaways from Christian Wood and Dinwiddie and the rest of this crew here?
I think we questioned who is there. Yeah, they're number 2 and number 3. Trey brought up that Spencer Dinwiddie has to step into that role with Jalen Brunson out. He's done that. Mm-hmm. He looked really good last night. One clanger that could have gone his way. This game is in a different direction. And Christian Wood, too, has obviously played to his capabilities. He was balling. So I don't think there's really any worries at this point. Would they like a little bit more offensive talent amongst their forwards? Yeah, probably, amongst Dorian Finney-Smith and Reggie Bullock. But this is who they are, and I think they're sort of playing to their, I think they're playing to their capabilities. I think they look pretty damn good.
Yeah, they're first in offense. The Mavericks are first in offense.
The defense is going to be the issue.
They're not even that bad on defense. They're 14th on defense right now. They lost their first game by 2 points, and they lost last night by 2 points. They're 1 and 2. They're doing fine.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Next game here. SGA's 33 helps OKC top the shorthanded Clippers. So no Kawhi resting his knee. Paul George missed the game with an illness, and Marcus Morris out for personal reasons. But SGA, nice to see the big line from him, the 33 points in a win. And it's the Thunder's first win here. And he had missed the last game on Sunday against Minnesota with a bruised left hip, but he's right back in here, tasked and taking care of business. Perfect at the line, did all this on 22 field goal attempts, had 8 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Great game for SGA.
OKC used to be a tough place to play, and it was a tough place to play last night. OKC kept grabbing offensive rebounds. They had nearly 30 more shots than the LA Clippers because they tripled their offensive rebound number, 21-7. So that was a big factor. This team is talented when you watch them play. Tre Mann can get into the lane. He's a pretty fun watch. The big question for me is, besides Shea, Wiggins and Aaron Wiggins, and Pokusevski sort of looks like a player. The question is, what's up with Lou Dort? See, I used to have a lot of faith. If he was playing better, then this team could be a tough team to beat every single night. It's a little bit odd, but yeah, they beat the Clippers sort of B-ish team last night with a lot of effort.
They blew the game open with a 21-0 run there in the third quarter. My only note about SGA is he looks like he hasn't really added size or bulk, but he just seems stronger because guys are bouncing off him last night. Terrence Mann a couple of times, who's not a small guy himself. He's a man, for crying out loud. He's not a boy. SGA was like bullying him, as he would sort of attack and get to his spot. So he was great. And anytime SGA is going to have a great game, I'm going to be pumped. But I'm not going to say anything about an all-star. Not at all. No way. Not today. Not yet. Soon. He might be an all-star. He should be an all-star. Lock it in. SGA for the all-star game. No, it was great. Trey, any notes on this one?
Clippers are struggling here. The Clippers are actually struggling pretty hard to start the season, especially offensively. They're 29th in offense, and it's all because of the same things that happened last night. 18 turnovers for the Clippers, and they gave up 21 offensive rebounds. You're giving the Thunder a lot of chances there. So far this season, the Clippers have lost the turnover battle in every single game. That's impossible to do.
Wow.
Yeah, they just have a lot of unfamiliarity. I think with both Paul George and Kawhi Leonard out there, Terrence Mann was running point guard a lot. He ain't really a creator. John Wall is probably the best passer on the team outside of Paul George, I would guess. So I assume they'll get better as the season goes on. But turnovers could be a problem. And offensive rebounding is going to basically always be a problem, I think, for this team, because Zubac is their only big guy. You can beat them on the glass. The Thunder have done a pretty good job starting this season beating teams on the glass. They've done it to the Timberwolves as well, so maybe a little bit of a bad matchup there. But that is something that we're going to have to keep an eye on going forward, is can you take advantage of the Clippers inside, because they are a small team.
Mm-hmm. As for the other man, Tre Mann. As for the other man, name it. JD,
I don't know
name
the
it.
other man.
Come
I
on.
thought the song's called The Other Man.
It is.
By Crash Test Dummies.
No, it's by Sloan. Come on, guys. Tre Mann for
Should
OKC.
we stand up?
No, you don't need to stand up. It's not an anthem.
No, well. Any
You know the
musical
song, though.
reference?
Do you know the song?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. It's a great song if you like Sloan. Tre Mann, I just want to give him some love for OKC. We did have man-on-man action there last night. But he displayed some improved defense, I think I would say, about stepping in, drawing some charges, getting some steals, some deflections, and then he had 25 points in this game too. I know SGA is the star, but he really helped him out there. So good game for him.
He's the leading scorer, though.
What's
Is
that?
he not? Overall on this team, I think Tre Mann's leading. He was going into this game.
Really?
Anyway.
Well, good for him. Good for him. Well, he added a little defense last night, which I like to see against the Clippers without their stars.
I got a question here.
Yeah.
It
Sloan,
is-
my favorite Sloan song.
Yeah, go
Muddy
ahead.
City, Muddy City Maniacs or whatever, I guess.
Sell it, man. I mean,
Well, I don't know the name of it. Now I'm second guessing
I didn't
myself.
ask you.
It's
You
Money
asked
City
yourself.
Maniacs.
Yeah.
Money or muddy?
Money.
Oh.
JD knows it.
Yeah, we used to play it
Yeah.
during the Sports Doctors.
Oh yeah, of course I remember that.
Sports Doctors theme, actually.
Oh, it was the theme. Yeah. No, I'm locked in. I don't hear anything at the
Sloan
beginning
is
of the
a
show.
Canadian rock band, for those that don't.
Yeah, I think we've sort of been trying to get away from all the Canadiana. I am, anyways. We had a great Canadian question, but I said, nah.
You
The
are?
second-
Don't look over your shoulder. There's a Toronto Blue Jays pennant and a moose. So you're not doing a good job of getting away from
Well,
the Canadian
I placed those both on the wall. But that was the summer. Things have changed. Anyway, so Sloan, what else you want to talk about?
No, you were going to say.
Well, I was going to
say.
say, this is just a question about the NBA overall.
Yeah.
So there was a ball that went out in the Pelicans game, minute left, and it appeared to go off of Devontae Graham, Pelicans guard Devontae
Oh, yeah,
Graham.
yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
But they ruled it off of Dallas. No one looks at it unless it's a challenge now, which is the rule
Good.
from last year. I think overall, it's a good thing. We just don't know anymore.
It was getting insane. It was getting.
Well, that's why the rule was implemented before last year.
Yeah.
Because of that there was that strange guy who was dribbling on the sideline. I can't even recall the players. Was it a Devin Booker? Where he was like, it kind of went off. A guy knocked it out and it hit off
Yeah.
the dribbler's hand, but it didn't really hit off his hand because the other guy knocked it out, but they went to the
Oh,
replay
yeah.
and it.
Who
So,
was-
so
it
anyways, there was.
I think it was. Booker.
Anyways, doesn't matter. All I'm trying to say is a minute left in this game. Let's say Ed Malloy makes a horrible call. Can't Courtney Kirkland come over and say, "I think we should go to the booth. I think you screwed
God.
up." I know.
No, don't. I mean, you know what? Because it usually balances itself out. That's the thing.
Usually,
It does.
but not
over
always.
the span of 82 games, it does. You're going to get some
Okay,
calls.
but key
and you're not.
moment in the game. Malloy messes up. He's fixing his hair, and he misses a call. I think a referee should be able to say, just these are very rare
blew it, Ed.
instances. You blew it, Ed. Yeah, I had a better angle. Sometimes they don't know who it is. Sometimes they don't know who it went off of. They're all just hands up in
Yeah.
the air. They're all the shrug emoji. They all don't know. And they just say, okay, that team got it. Anyways,
Better.
It is
Honestly better
Regular
than
season,
another
100%.
10 minutes of them going to look at a monitor. And then they do it another 24 seconds later because the same thing happens underneath the net. Who the hell knows who it went off? Probably went off both of them.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is better.
Yes.
I mean, especially like keep your challenge. Use it wisely when you think like, oh, we really need this possession or we need this whatever it is.
Yeah.
I prefer this.
Oh, of
but
course.
Maybe I'm
No. There's no debate about
Maybe I'm the other
replay
man.
versus non-replay.
Yeah.
Nice slogan.
No one's rooting for me. Those are the lyrics. Okay, I looked them up. All right, final one here. Bradley Beal, limited by his back. He only played like 21 minutes in this because of back tightness. He like sat the second quarter, came back. But in the end, the Wizards won. They rolled past the Pistons 120-99. My question here, guys. Are the Wizards tricking us again? Okay, last year they won 10 of their first 13 games. This year they've won 3 of their first 4. Nobody can shoot against them. Is it their defense or just nobody can hit a shot? I don't know, but they are keeping teams to like under 43% shooting, something like that here on the year. They haven't played great teams, but Trey, are the Wizards good?
No!
Oh, okay.
But they're going over. We said they're going
We did,
over
we did.
35 and a
Yeah, we
half,
did.
and you can lock it in because they have a lot of veterans on their team. Oh, easy, buddy.
Excuse me.
A lot of vets on this year team, and it feels to me like Brad Beal, Kyle Kuzma, and Kristaps Porzingis are at least committed on the defensive end right now. We'll see how things progress. Maybe somebody picks up an injury. Maybe they hit a rough patch, and it sends them into a tailspin. But for now, they're doing a great job of committing defensively. There's a nice write-up on The Athletic about how fired up the team got from Bradley Beal taking a charge.
Yeah.
The guy just took a charge, and they decided, fine, we're winning this game by 20 points. I love to see that, and I also love to see how much cutting the Wizards were doing. They were getting so many baskets on back cuts, on secondary actions. It wasn't just stand around and watch Beal cook or stand around and watch Kyle Kuzma try and get a shot up. So they seem to be a fully cohesive team right now.
Yeah.
Things could change as the season goes on, but great start. You just got to do it for the entire season. You got to do it more than 13 games.
Yeah, I like the starters decision by Wes Unseld Jr. Mainly Denny Avdia, bringing that defense.
He played well.
4 minutes left in this game. He's guarding Cade Cunningham, and he fights through a pick and recovers to block Cade at the rim. A great block. So I think they're balancing the offense and the defense in the starting lineup. Avdia is just fighting on every possession, and then Will Barton, because of Avdia starting, is on the bench. And yeah, who knows what happens with this team? But yeah, Kristaps Porzingis, 20 and 25 minutes. He looks like he's big, in comparison to Isaiah Stewart on the other side. He was just playing tough and strong and throwing it down.
Because he's got that beard now.
Yeah, it helps.
Like a lumberjack out there.
And
it helps playing the smaller Pistons team. They don't have a lot of giants on that
He
team.
looked very big, and he looks very strong. But a great game from the Pistons. Just keep losing, baby. Because I say that in combination with their rookies looked really good. Jaden Ivey, one of the highlights of the season. That weird drive from the right side goes up and under and tosses it in with his left hand. No glass, just pure swish. You don't see that very often. Then he had another loop-de-loop with a step through that he scored on his right hand. And Jalen Duren, his reputation was block shots, run, rebound, and he was doing that. And he even showed a little offensive talent throwing Daniel Gafford out. So he was physical. So the rookies are doing great. Troy Weaver, A+ so far.
A couple other things about the Wizards here. They have the Pacers on Friday night, and then it gets very tough. Their Sunday stretch of games, or starting on Sunday, I should say, is against the Celtics. Then they play the Sixers twice. They got the Nets, and they got the Grizzlies. So I think we'll quickly learn what type of Wizards team we got here. Kuzma's having a great start to the season, though. 21, 7, and 2, shooting 48% from the floor. What I love, though, more than all of that stuff, he's getting to the line 6 times per game, which is a career high by a mile for Kuzma. So he's being really aggressive, he's getting some calls, and he's attacking along with the shooting. I mean, he fires it up. Like, the percentages are not going to wow you, but he is, he's giving you 20 points every night, and he's at least getting to the line a bit. And then you said Avdia and his defense, absolutely. DeLon Wright, and as a vet coming in off the bench, you'll look at his box score, it's only 5 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, but keep going because he absolutely blew up a lot of Detroit's action when he came in. He had 4 steals, a block, and 6 deflections in 33 possessions of playing. He picked up a hamstring injury. He's got tightness there, but he was a menace on Pistons players. They were it was that thing where they're afraid to dribble or pass around him because he was everywhere. So he's helping them out there defensively too. And finally, Johnny Davis made his NBA debut. Some of you might be going, who? Who is Johnny Davis?
I watched him in college, not me.
Okay, good. Well,
I'll give you. Who?
He probably played better in college than he did last night. He didn't hit a shot here in his debut. A lot of people are really, really low on this pick.
The number 10
pick. A lot of Wizards
pick.
fans, yeah. He struggles to shoot the basketball. So he's still looking for his first bucket in the league in an actual NBA game, but he got in there last night during garbage time because they were killing him. The Wizards, do you believe? Let us know in the stream team in the comments below this video or tweet them in at NoDunksInc. We'll take our first break.
Let us snow? Let it snow? Are you already referencing Christmas songs? Oh, you said let us know.
When we come back, forget Christmas. We're hitting the beach. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, guys, so I had my buddy Derek staying with me a couple weeks ago. Put him up in Jackson's room. Normally, I'd feel kind of bad about putting a dear friend in child's room, Jackson. He's 14 years old. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe picture a jam space at the bottom of a hotel laundry chute, and that's what is just completely piled high with dirty laundry. Anyways, underneath all that mess is a king-size bed with a Helix Midnight Luxe mattress on it. So, at least, I thought Derek would be comfortable. Yeah. Well, in the morning, Derek, he appears in the kitchen, and I say, "So, how'd you sleep?" He's like, "Yeah, fine. Yes, good. Yeah, thanks." I'm like, "What? That's a Helix Midnight Luxe you slept on." He's like, no, it's great. A little soft for me." And then it hit me. That mattress is for me. I took the Helix sleep quiz, so it's perfect for me, but not for him. He likes it a little firm. He likes it harder. Stiff, if you will. Helix Sleep is a premium mattress brand that offers tailored mattresses based on your unique sleep preferences. The Helix lineup includes 14 unique mattresses, including a collection of luxury models, a mattress for big and tall sleepers, and even a mattress made just for kids. I took this Helix sleep quiz and found my perfect mattress in under 2 minutes. Honestly, I might as well have just thrown down a piece of cardboard and an old towel for our Uncle Derek, because it just wasn't the mattress for him. JK, he loved it, even though it was a little soft for him. Not only is the mattress the best I've ever slept on, but the setup was fast and easy. Helix mattresses are delivered in a box straight to your door for free, and it's really fun to watch it just unfurl before your eyes. Plus, Helix mattresses are American-made and come with a 10 or 15-year warranty, depending on the model. You get to try it out for 100 nights, risk-free, and if you don't love it, you will, but if you don't, they'll pick it up for you and give you a free refund. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/nodunks. With Helix, better sleep starts now.
All right, back in the Classic Factory. Great split shot here from our guy Jerome, showing that, Tass and Trey wearing very, very similar outfits here in the Classic Factory. Some Burgundy boys looking like stepbrothers.
They gave us the exact same amount of fabric, actually. Tass decided to use his extra fabric for a pocket, and mine is for a little bit of a turtleneck, just to make it slightly different.
Oh,
Who's who? Who's Will Ferrell and who's John C. Reilly?
I think.
You could do both. I mean, I think you could pull off both. I know.
But JD, who do you think is who?
Yeah.
Because I think Trey is Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
And Tass is John C. Reilly.
That's correct.
Is that correct?
I think that's correct.
I think you're right. I think you're right on that one.
I have a very operatic singing voice.
Can you guys turn to each other and ask if whether or not you just became best friends?
Did we just become best friends? Yeah!
Thank you. And thanks to Pierre for suggesting that in the stream team. All right, let's hit the beach. Oh, we're having fun here on a Wednesday, aren't we, guys?
We are.
First question from Brent. Guys, send in your questions to nodunks@theathletic.com or tweet them in @nodunksincINC on the end, or leave them in the YouTube comments. This is from Brent. Hey, Dunkachinos. The Victor Wembanyama tank race is officially on. We know who the worst teams are. That's why I find Miles Turner's injury quite fishy. I've watched a lot of basketball. I've never seen something like stepping on the ball boy happen. Have you? Well, it wasn't a ball boy in the end, but anyway. My wild conspiracy theory is that the Pacers set this up. This is where Brent's going here. What other weird injuries do you think we'll see set up? Upturn, guys you love, some awe. Brent Ferrari, vroom vroom.
Why do we vroom vroom?
I don't know, but we're never going to not do it.
It was a bald man.
Yeah. Who called that?
You called it. You called it.
I said, there's no way that's a boy. There's no way. And in the end, this is a weird story, actually, because it's not even like a ball person at all. It's like a staffer, I guess.
Did you see the picture of the person walking around wearing clown shoes? I think Brent is right. They set this up. Gave him the biggest shoes they could find. Just go walk next to the trade target, please.
It's strange. Look, it's very weird that Turner re-injured his ankle there by stepping on someone in warm-ups. And it was apparently not a ball boy at all. It was someone with the team. Like, okay, who cares?
Anyways, yeah.
Anyway.
I just wanted to clarify that. That's why we included this question.
Okay.
We can move on. No, I'm just kidding. There's probably some good answers out there.
Yeah.
I think, actually, the least creative injury excuse is probably the most conspicuous. And what I mean by that is, like, you're not going to give a player like Miles Turner, let's say, an oblique injury, because then reporters are going to ask. Like, you're not just going to randomly give an injury. I think you're going to see, like, knee management, right knee management that's going around now, the NBA. Like, how do you ask about that?
So just
like,
management.
if
That's
they're
the
really
key word.
hiding it, I think just a bogus knee management or an elbow management, those could happen. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But let's go through some actual dumb potential injuries. Because Brent Ferrari, he threw in a couple examples. Someone get hit by a T-shirt gun, perhaps.
Oh, wow. To the eye.
But that's potentially dangerous.
Yeah.
If you're,
we were just at the Hawks game. We have a clip from that Hawks game coming up later in the show, by the way. that we found. We didn't find it. But anyway, but there was a time where Harry the Hawk was trying to load the T-shirt gun. I didn't like it where he had it pointed. Because it like jammed or something. It wasn't working. And, then they're looking at it and it's like, boom, right to the eye. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could get somebody.
Shirt to the neck.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
I think you could pretend that a guy got carpal tunnel because he signed too many autographs. Like, you cannot question that. Jimmy Butler, he's got an injured hand, carpal tunnel. He was signing thousands and thousands of autographs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nasty hand cramp.
Yeah. What are you you're gonna question that? Question his altruism, helping people out? No,
Okay.
You're not gonna question it. And I think a good bit could be. You remember Bobby Moynihan from SNL? He did like the fake news character, like the secondary news reporter, like just the bogus news stories. Like, Yeah, so I heard Jimmy Butler's signing too many autographs, and
Right.
yeah, and it's true. You say, no, it's not true.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I went to every kid's house that he autographed, and it progressively got worse and worse and worse. His hand is injured. Yep, it's true. Yeah, there you go. Bobby Moynihan reporting on fake NBA injuries. Yeah. It's a good bit. It's a good bit.
They should put it on SNL.
You should do that as a live audition.
You know, Bobby.
All right, I love it. Trey, do you have anything to add to this? Any other weird injuries that we could maybe see from some of these creative teams trying to get into the victor races?
I think a coach is going to step on a pickleball. Sprain their ankle.
A coach?
A coach, I think, is more likely to get injured playing pickleball.
Okay.
And then it will leave the assistant coach in charge. And who knows what kind of choices they're going to make with their rotations.
Okay.
They could play anyone.
Okay.
But, I mean, what are you going to say if the assistant coach? They're just doing what they think is right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, so tank, not with the players, tank with the coaching staff. That's
next level.
next level thinking.
Yeah,
right
Very good. Very good. No one's going to question that.
Do you have an idea out there, a weird injury a team could possibly try and play off this year? Let us know in the comments. Okay, our next one here. Hello, friends. I can remember a time when Anthony Davis and Karl-Anthony Towns were rivals, and AD was considered the better of the two. Of course, he does have a championship, and he is a top 75 selection. But I want to know, do you guys believe this narrative will change this season as Anthony Davis's jump shooting efficiency plummets and the Lakers struggle? Personally, I think Towns may have surpassed AD somewhere in the last 3 seasons. Love you guys. Awesome. That's from Cam. Wants to compare. No, no, not Cam Stewart. God, I would love for Cam Stewart to send in an email though. Some last name unknown Cam, but Cat versus AD here. Is this a conversation worth having?
Well, Cam, the emailer, I can tell you think that Cat passed AD. Over the last 2 seasons, I'd say, because 3 seasons ago it was Anthony Davis winning a championship. So has Cat passed him? Look, listen, Cat has things to worry about right here, right now with this season. When he has it inside, the other guy guarding Rudy Gobert is coming on over. He's got 2 guys to look at. That's tough. He has to guard in space now because Rudy Gobert's their center fielder or whatever. And he's saying some funny stuff. As the Athletics' John Krasinski asked him the other day about Anthony Edwards and what he can do on the second half of back-to-backs, and if Cat has any advice for that. It was a very weird answer from Cat, and I think we got the clip, JD. Oh yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's a weird. Answer.
We have it, but JD's
yeah.
not
Let's
air
play it. Cat played it cool, a little too cool. Let's play it, JD.
Maybe I could do a better job of teaching him how to take care of his body, diet and everything. So that'll be on me. I know y'all think it's funny up here when he talks about Popeyes and all that shit. That doesn't make me happy to hear. We're high level athletes, so.
No, that's not leadership. That's not leadership calling out a guy in the. Like I tried to understand it. Tried to maybe I was wrong. Maybe let's say a good leader that we call a good leader, like let's say I don't know,
Steph?
Tim Duncan, Steph,
okay.
anybody. Like anybody, would anybody else do that? Like, would somebody call a teammate out for not eating right when he wasn't specifically asked about it and the team's not doing well to start the season? No, they wouldn't, and it's the wrong thing to do. And you could tell Cat with his the tongue move in the cheek. I'm playing body language doctor, but he's like, I'm gonna rip him right here with this little quip. Look at this tongue move. I got JD to loop the tongue move. He's like, I'm gonna think about it. Oh, I'm gonna get you, Anthony Davis. Not a cool move. He's got to worry about the leadership. So has he passed Anthony Davis, Cam? I can't. They won 1 series, really. That's all they've won, and so
one play-in.
No, they didn't beat the
Towns
Grizzlies.
has done
That's right.
nothing
They
in
didn't
the
beat the
playoffs.
Grizzlies. my bad.
Towns has been
play-in
shit
game.
in the playoffs, actually.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sure, regular season stats and all that, they're pretty comparable offensively over the last couple of years. He's an offensive star, but Anthony Davis has him by leaps and bounds on the other end. AD at his peak was like 28 and 12 and leading the league in blocks, and then he joins LeBron and wins a title, and then has been injured the last 2 years, and that's AD's whole thing. He can't play ever. But I think that's a bit of a reach to I don't know, if you're putting them in order, I guess, to right now have Karl-Anthony Towns above them. I'm not doing that, and that clip is weird. That's a weird clip from your so-called leader.
I feel like Towns is just asked questions regarding leadership, so he says something, because he has to say something, but maybe not the most natural leader, because it always comes out sounding really, really strange. I'm with you, Skeets. Towns is going to play more. He's going to be better on offense, but every single team and every single, coach is going to take Anthony Davis over Karl-Anthony Towns because he competes defensively and he's still a really good offensive player. The funny thing to think is that it used to be a comparison with Towns and AD and Giannis, and now it's not even a conversation that Giannis is in anymore, since he's obviously the three of these best guys. And it's because he always plays, and he always plays hard. That is the main difference between Giannis, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Anthony Davis. You can count on Giannis every single game.
What's also weird is that 2016 is when he was drafted, if I'm not mistaken, and immediately he was thought of as the potential for being the face of the franchise because he was so good with the press and so good on the mic and so natural. And a lot of the times now he just he's asked about things, and as you said, Trey, he becomes unnatural because I don't think the leadership thing really comes to him naturally. He's obviously a ridiculously good basketball player, but yeah, the leadership thing, he's trying to put it on, which is a strange thing when you hear those answers.
Yeah, the Athletic Zach Harper at Talk Hoops on Twitter had a lot of thoughts on. He's a diehard Wolves fan and been following Towns his whole career. He had a lot of thoughts on this matter, this clip, and the weird choice of words and how it rings hollow. Just the idea, I guess, of Cat being a leader. I mean, this is coming after a loss here too, and so it was strange. But I think he's a bit of a strange guy in the end.
Yeah, I'll never forget. Before last season, when he was talking about watching animals fight each other get fired up to play a basketball game. I don't know, that to me is very similar to this clip where it's like, what are you doing to get hyped up? I gotta say something tough. I watch animals fight against each other.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's strange. It's just he's trying to put something on. He's trying to put on this facade of being a leader, and it just play the press game. That's why there's so much said in that locker room, and I wonder how they're all going to jive. It just doesn't seem to be working right now, but that's the thing. Last year it was. They did have a lot of chemistry. So what happens now with Karl, who was drafted in 2015? I was wrong about that. Karl.
Next one. Good evening, chaps. Or good morning here still. Longtime listener from England. No dunks is the best way to keep up with the wonderful world of the NBA when you are a few thousand kilometers from the action. Nice to see kilometers in an email. Yeah? Always miles this, miles that down here. Take us back to the kilometers.
Yeah, you're a big Celsius guy. You're never going to switch.
No. I do love the miles, actually. But not Fahrenheit. No way. Not in my house. Never.
Oh, you're a runner, though.
Hey, this thing in here that doesn't even work anymore, that's you got that programmed to Fahrenheit, I saw.
I can't figure it. I don't think it has Celsius.
Oh, we're so old. Okay.
I can't figure it out.
Well, it doesn't have a digital display. Anything that doesn't have a digital display, you can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to the email here.
Well, you should love kilometers because you're a runner. Kilometers are so much more. Oh, I just ran 40 kilometers
that's why I don't
or 20
like
miles.
I guess
you ran so much further.
Yeah, it feels like I really ran when I ran 6 miles. This sounds like more to me than oddly the higher number of kilometers. Kilometers are over like that. I can't track them. I can't even count. I can't count that high. You know how many kilometers there are in a marathon?
40.
It's like 42 or something.
42.2?
I don't know.
26.1. Is it 26? What are those bumper stickers?
26.2 miles.
I thought it was just.
Oh, yeah, it's 26.2. Yeah, because it's 13.1.
Yeah, for half.
Yeah.
And then, okay. Anyways.
I guess we could Google it.
No, 42.15 kilometers in a marathon.
195.
When you're out there on the road, Tass, and you're starting to dabble, I see, in half marathons here. You're out there on the road, you're out there in the woods. You're crunching the numbers in your head.
Yeah.
You can't you get too many numbers with your kilometers. Keep it a little more simple with your miles.
Okay, I don't get it, but sure.
Just trust me on
Okay.
this. All right.
I'm going to start. Bumper stickers for quarter marathons. Everybody's putting half marathons. What about those people that run a quarter marathon?
Okay.
6.05.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it'd be what? 6.55.
Yeah.
This is the thing with the running, because the miles are in some races, but then the kilometers are in other. 10K, very popular measure of race. 5K, of course. Mm-hmm. I mean, nobody's going
1K.
I got a 3.11.
Got 1K
right,
coming up.
My question.
What
is the most confident X is the new Y type of prediction?
Kilometers of
So
the new miles.
It could be a team that emulates the success or failure of another. It could be a player. My hot take is that the 2024 OKC Thunder are the new 2022 Cavaliers. Okay, I think what they're saying is next year's Thunder are last year's Cavaliers. Is that right?
You can't say next year. You can't make a prediction about next year. Is that a prediction?
Keep up the good work and show more dogs. Now, do you mean our feet or actual dogs? Cheers. That's from Will in the UK, specifically in Leicester.
Whoa,
that's how it's pronounced.
Not the soccer team is not Leicester.
No,
I was a Leicester on the show yesterday. That's my bad. My bad.
Anyway, it is a fun question for everybody listening, joining us live. Like, what is your most confident X is the new Y? Again, teams, players, anything. Go ahead, Trey.
Zion is the new Bill Walton.
What?
What?
I know.
You've got me intrigued.
You thought I was going to say Shaq. Maybe you thought I was going to say Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Maybe you even thought I was going to say Larry Johnson.
That's cool.
No, I'm saying Bill Walton.
Okay, why?
Because every time Zion steps on the court, he's one of the best players in the league. Guaranteed. Just like Bill Walton was. Wow. The question is always going to be, is he stepping on the court? Unfortunately, he missed last night. A freak fall after the block by Jordan Clarkson. Just landed on his big old booty, and it didn't work out. But it's always going to be a question, just like it was for Bill Walton. But when Bill Walton was able to string together enough games during a season, the Blazers won a championship, or he won an MVP. So one of the best guys on the court, but is he on the court? Maybe not always. Hopefully we get more Zion than Bill.
Will you go nuts if Zion comes out that he's like a huge Grateful Dead fan?
Yes. I'll be pretty surprised, but yes.
All right, I was not expecting that.
No, I thought I was stretching it at the beginning of the season when I said Blake Griffin is the new Bill Walton, a redhead, joining a team at the end of his career, hopefully going to win a ship with them. But Zion, the new Bill Walton.
Hey,
that's
he
good,
broke
man.
down why. I like
Very
it.
good.
What do you
Very good.
have?
I don't have one.
Oh, you don't?
No.
I got one.
Okay.
We were talking about the Pelicans, obviously, at the start of this show and winning last night. Could it be that this year's Pelicans are last year's Grizzlies?
Oh, it could be.
Yeah.
I see some similarities
Sure.
here with the depth. Obviously, your top-notch talent, which the Grizzlies have, of course, in John Morant. That would be Zion here, but then second tier is Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr. I think that's very easily McCollum and sort of Brandon Ingram right there. And I just I swerved in our over-unders. I said, give me the under because everybody is so over on the Pelicans. It took like one or two games. I said, I think I'm wrong on this one. I would be changing my vote to over, and I guess that means I see this team as like a 50-win team, and some maybe some playoff success. Like, it makes sense too if you look back to 2 years, because the Grizzlies 2 years ago were like a 9th seed, getting in the play-in, putting up a little fight, getting some reps in the playoffs. That's the Pelicans possibly last year. So maybe that little transition is continuing here.
Jordan from Canada in the stream team agrees with you. He says the exact same thing. There's some other good ones here in the stream team. Anthony Edwards is the new Latrell Sprewell. Interesting. Bill Gvar's Severs.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not sure that's a compliment.
Yeah.
I guess it is.
Spree
was a beast for a couple of years.
Bones Highland is the new Jamal Crawford, according to Sonny Cortez.
I think Jordan Poole might be after those moves last night. Holy crap.
That was nice.
That was some. Wait, did you say Jordan Crawford or Jamal Crawford? You said Jamal.
I said Jamal.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but those moves last night got LeBron.
That one
tweeted.
where he may have double dribbled, it's still like, I was like, did he put his second hand on the ball? But that was nuts.
That's straight from the bag of Stephen Curry. But you can see the Jamal. And a funny one, referencing our show yesterday.
Yeah.
Benedict Mathurin is the new Jerry Stackhouse, according to Francis Bonnet.
If he starts going to the line, Mathurin does, and starts doing the squat, the little poo, the deep poo onto the free throw line like Jerry used to do. Ooh, watch out. All right, great question there, Will. In Leicester. Which thank you for the pronunciation. That's nice. Nice
Lester.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Lester Freeman. Jordan from Canada said, "Yo, if I can get a shout out, anyone can. You are what everyone should aspire to be." Jordan from Canada.
You know, Jordan's repping the Celsius up there in Canada. For sure. Final one, dear No Donkey Bunch. If you reach 60,000 subscribers on YouTube, will JD release his MCU spec script? Fingers crossed. JD, you just got cheeved, because that's from Cheeve himself. Just
got cheeved.
You just got cheeved.
Jeez, I'm flattered that you think I have spec scripts just lying around here. Well, I don't, obviously. I could write one, sure.
If you were writing a spec script for the MCU, which character would it be for?
Yeah, great question. I actually looked into this morning because all of the characters that I read as a kid, they were already have movies. Literally all of them.
Really?
Except for one.
Okay.
And it's Alpha Flight, the Canadian Avengers, the Canadian X-Men. I know.
Wow.
I know. So
who give us the Canadian X-Men. Who is it?
Who is it?
Yeah.
You got Guardian. Okay.
Guardian.
He's like the Captain America of
he guards Celsius.
Yeah.
And the right to
I got a
kilometers.
picture here. Hold on. So my pitch, the script is going to be a Deadpool, because he's Canadian, crossover.
Deadpool is Canadian.
He's from Regina.
Oh, wow. Ryan Reynolds is actually Canadian too.
That's Ryan Reynolds. He's Canadian.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Okay, we're looking at a pic here of what are they called?
Alpha Flight.
Alpha Flight, Team Canada.
So
Okay.
you got Sasquatch.
Yeah.
The indigenous guy, I think his name is Shaman. I'm not sure.
Okay.
You have the little guy Puck.
What?
This,
Hockey
He loves hockey.
His name is
Hey,
Puck.
is there a hockey game breaking out here? I'll play.
yeah. Exactly.
Well, you want to play defenseman or forward? I'll be the puck.
He's shaped like a puck. I don't think he's making it into my movie, to be honest.
Okay, who's that?
When are they going to introduce football to the Avengers?
Anyways, these other ones I'm not sure. You
don't know who
I
they
grabbed this picture because Deadpool was in.
Oh, okay.
There's a Mr. and Mrs. Half flag.
Yeah. That's Guardian, the guy. And I guess that's his wife? Guardian? Mrs. Guardian?
They should be Celsius and kilometer.
Oh, totally. Yeah, so...
And who's that Ice Queen? We don't know.
Is that Emma Frost? Might be. I don't know. Is she Canadian?
Is she Canadian?
she does that. She just makes maple syrup, taps trees out in the woods of Quebec.
Emma Frost.
There was in Deadpool 2, there was an Alpha Flight Easter egg.
Oh,
Interesting.
But it's Alpha Flight travel agency on the top of an ad on the top of a cab, the cab that they drive around.
jeez.
So maybe.
What do you mean? Maybe? Of course it'll be.
Well, I guess, but this is a travel agency. It's not the Canadian.
No, I
X-Men.
mean, give it time. There's going to be an Alpha Flight movie.
There's going to be a show at least.
Yeah,
Come on.
I can definitely see a scene. Is Captain America still alive in the MCU?
Yeah.
He's old.
He's
He's
super
old.
Well, there's a new one. Too.
Oh yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I think it's Sam Reynolds. No, Sam Wilson.
Yeah.
I could see him having a conversation with Guardian about what's better, Fahrenheit or Celsius, miles and kilometer. That's a Marvel scene right there for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tony Stark would never measure in Celsius, and he was the smartest man alive.
Yeah, but he was in meters and centimeters. Guaranteed.
You are right.
Guaranteed.
Wow.
Guaranteed. He's a
Great
scientist.
counterpoint.
Man of science. Come on.
Yeah.
Fahrenheit's more accurate.
Anyway, you're not going to get a full script. Maybe
Okay.
a treatment. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not writing a script. I'm doing 9 shows a week over
Nah,
here.
they're dwindling down. Baseball's going away. F1's
you're right.
going away.
You're right.
Let's
Write a
get
script.
to 60,000 subscribers, and then maybe we'll get.
Let's
some.
get to
Good call.
60K.
Also a good call.
Okay, pick'em results from last night. Warriors Suns. Tass and Trey had Golden State to cover because the Suns were favored by 2.5 at home. I took Phoenix and I got the win. A rare win here for your boy Skeetsy. I improve, if you want to call that, to 2-4. Trey 2-4. Tass 4-2 here in October. 10 games on tonight. Where are we going?
Big Wednesday night schedule here. Raptors going to get some revenge on the Sixers. Nets, Bucks. Game on ESPN.
Milwaukee is finally playing again.
Yep.
They've been off so long.
And they're still undefeated.
Yeah.
The Spurs and the Wolves a rematch from the other night when the Spurs embarrassed the Wolves. Let's do it again. The Wolves are favored by 8.5. Skeets and myself think they'll bounce back and win by 9 or more. Goodness, that's a lot of points. Trey's going to take the plus 8 points with the San Antonio Youngins.
All right. Yeah, tough. These are gonna be some interesting pick'ems this year with these like back-to-backs or these, 2 games in a row here between these teams. I feel like there'll be a lot of them that will be.
Yeah, what we got here? The Raptors split with the Heat in a 2-game set. This Rockets Jazz one, this is a home and home, right?
Yeah, there's some of those.
They're traveling here. So yeah, I guess this is the 3rd one of the season, maybe perhaps.
Okay. So 2 of us have Minnesota, Tess and I, to win by 9 or more. Trey's just got to cover with the Spurs there. Lots of games on. Okay, let's get to tweet of the night.
Tweet of the night. Wow. Twitter.
Tweet of the night. It did come yesterday, but it feels like it's older.
Yeah.
Because on Monday's show, Skeets and I gave a winner of the weekend to a dad at the Hawks game on Sunday who made an insane leap to win his son a prize during an in-arena contest. We couldn't find the video, but the Hawks dug it up. And just look at the distance on this leap that this dad makes when he realizes he's winning the Xbox. I think it's like a 12-foot diameter in the circle here. And he jumps from outside the circle.
Oh, he just gets on it.
I'm telling you, that's like a 7-foot leap by this man.
Got some height, too.
Got some height, too.
Yeah, good high jumper, this guy.
And never wavered. He goes for the jump. He realizes there's a chance I'm going to the hospital. Going to Grady Hospital with a broken tailbone here.
But I'll be playing Xbox.
Yeah, I got an Xbox. It'll be fine. I got games. I subscribe to the service, and he lands it. Great stuff from that dad, and great stuff from the Hawks to dig up this video.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think they heard our show?
I think they listened.
On Monday?
Yeah, I do.
And we're like, wow.
At least one person listens.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, we want to talk to this dad. If you're listening out there, we want to talk to the dad. Let's have a conversation with the dad about his jump, about his leap, how he did that.
I want to meet that dad.
I want to meet that dad in person. We are in Atlanta. Come here, Dad.
Play Xbox with him.
Yeah. I haven't played the new Xbox, so yes, I'd like to play that.
The only thing that could have been better is at that game, they were handing out, it was like kids' night because it was a weird like 5 p.m. start, this Hornets Hawks games, and they were handing out capes. Like little superhero capes for all the kids. I guess anybody could grab one. It would have been great if Dad had one on because his kid did. While he did that jump, that thing would have been flowing in the back. But
would have been really nice.
Okay, like I'm glad that clip confirms how far that dude took off. Right?
Yeah.
When we were selling it on Monday, we were like, okay, I'm sure he jumped a couple feet. It
was a huge jump. I did question. Like he jumped into a beanbag. You guys were saying he could have got injured.
Well, but he just makes it on.
I thought it was one of those like inflatable beanbag sort of chairs, which to me, if you hit it, it could slip out of the way very easily.
It was a bit of a softie.
It had some more weight. Yeah.
Anyways,
here it is again.
He crushed it.
Run it back.
But like,
yeah, you're right. It has some weight. But he nails it.
He nails it.
It's a solid land.
The kid is pumped. That's my dad. That's awesome.
My dad. That's my Xbox.
That's literally my dad. He just won me an Xbox. He looks cool as hell, and he can jump. Oh man!
Yeah, did they give him that Dominique shirt?
Well, so no, the game was musical chairs, 4 dads in the middle, and then the guy gets on the mic and goes, "Find me a shoe." They had to run to like the literally, the front row. Courtside seats and get somebody to give them whatever the item was.
Give me
a
that
shoe. I think the last one was maybe a jersey or something, whatever.
Jersey for sure was the last one.
So he got that
So people
shirt.
are scrambling and like he just like he cooked the second dad left, like he couldn't get a shirt or something like that. So then that's why he put on a show.
No one would give him a shirt.
Can't wait to ask him that question in person. Pierre Publico made the same comment that I did, even before I did. Get him on the show. You're right, Pierre Publico. He's coming to Paris 2024. High jump.
He's got
good comment, Ignatius Roberto. My dad can jump higher than your dad. Good comment, Pierre Publico. MCU. Okay, forget it.
Anyway,
I mean, if we have him on, we should have a dads versus dads like contest.
yeah, I'll host
jump
it.
off.
I'll host
Yeah,
it.
and all three of us.
Yeah. Like in
That'd be great.
other events, not just jumping.
Maybe, yeah. Let's make a day of it.
We're just gonna have this complete stranger on to have our own Olympic Games.
Dad Olympics.
Dad Olympics is great. What's like the most
does sound funny.
Okay, Dad Olympic events. Let's come up with some. I would say putting away the garden hose.
Oh yeah,
Wrapping it up.
Wrapping it up, whatever.
A speed one. Who could carry the biggest TV?
Okay, or groceries back up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Most bags of
Groceries.
groceries. That's a good one.
That's a great one.
Dad Olympics. I know you guys got suggestions. Let's make it happen. Whether this guy's involved or not, we're doing this.
Oh, we got Greg here saying my dad holds the BYU high jump record. Good comment, Greg Stapleton.
Wow, that's baller. Okay.
Dads watching other dads fixing something. That's a great event.
I'm drinking a beer. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, I like something about putting toys away. Because that could be like colored toys too, you know what I mean? Like all
Organizing.
Yeah. Oh man. There's something here.
Who can make the best leftover dish with crap from the fridge? Just the worst stuff. Just the worst stuff you can find.
Finding the remote.
For me, it's always, hey, what's in the fridge? Put it in a bowl, heat it up, and eat it with tortilla chips. Oh, that's a meal. It's called dip.
That's a good one from Defective Sloth. Fastest dad to fall asleep for a nap on the couch. We just put on some golf on the TV, get you guys to the couches, and we start the clock.
Us three and this guy we've never met. We're all gonna be falling asleep here.
I love this.
He'd be into it. He would do it.
I think he would.
he would.
He looks
He definitely
competitive. I love it. Okay, let's call it there. If you have events you'd like to see in the Dad Olympics, let us know. What a way to end the show. I literally have tears in my eye. Yeah. Okay, later today, hopefully some more Tears from Laughter. Is This Good? At 2 p.m. Eastern. We will have it up here on No Dunks, but it'll be your final time to listen or watch in our feeds because Matty O's spun it off. There are Is This Good YouTube and podcast feeds. So search for it or click the links. I'll make sure to try and get them in today's show for you to easily jump over to those and subscribe. Amir Blumenfeld from Jake and Amir coming on. So that should be a fun one.
Absolutely.
All right. And then we'll see you here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern to talk about tonight's games. Till then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
What?
Some good ones. Okay, so I'm reading them. I'm looking for a real quippy line to end the show, courtesy of the stream team. First dad to go to the store for milk. Okay, Alex. Loudest snore. Ignatius Roberto. Oh, okay. Slowest dad peer.
What?
Slowest dad urinator. The slowest urinator.
What?
Is it the fastest or the slowest would win the award? I guess the dad is the slower.
No, I would
slowest one.
change it to, like, the event is who can sit on the can the longest. Cool. Like, it's like you're getting away from the kids. You gotta, you get your phone, maybe a book.
But you need things to be annoying you to become, like, you can't just sit there. You need things that,
Well, that's-
like, a baby crying or, like,
Sure.
something that would actually make you get up. Okay, listen, we'll work on it.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. Slowest dad peer, that got me.
Brace the day, people. Brace your dads, too.
Brace the dad.